Hi everyone, I hope you had a great week. We're coming into the weekend right now and it's coming to an end of the winter season. This means a lot of outdoor activities and a lot of people being outdoors for the summer. This also means a lot of pollutants entering our atmosphere and our environment, and a lot of people mistreating our environment because of all the litter and trash on the beaches or sunscreen affecting marine life. So this is why we must approach the environmental justice issue in a new sense. We really want to look at the residents of the community, engagement with them, because if we spread more aspects of their community and more awareness in their community, they can have more engagement and there can be more justice within the residential areas. With a lot of engagement in community and schools with the environmental justice program, I believe we can truly find a new perspective that will motivate communities to become more environmental for the sake of their own lives, because we cannot live on a dead planet. So the environmental justice movement has a long backing history, and there must be a social change to find better strategies towards sustainability due to the fact that most of our daily activities and the progression of our society has led to destruction of our environment. This is a major concern to everyone on the globe, because the more each community pollutes, the less amount of time we have to live on this earth, and there have been many years of solutions and regulations to control the environmental changes, but there's a clear need for more action to be taken. So the environmental justice movement has been around since the 1900s. 1950s, there was a lot of reform, environmental laws, and administration. The civil rights movement is the most common known movement for this kind of activism. And there's a lot of lack for social rights and rights to the ecosystem. A lot of people don't involve the ecosystem in social and environmental rights, but there's a lack for it as well. And everyone should have the prospect every living species is equal. This also involves taking natives' lands and destroying forestries for marketing supplies. There's constant disregard for the environment and for the justices, since many communities of colors face pollutants with landfills and power plants near their homes. They also are stripped from having a voice in the way that their lives are real and what they must suffer through, because the elites are careless and inhumane to these groups of people. People in Africa have to face many of these problems with people such as women, because they have to find water for their families and walk miles and sacrifice their lives as well. And this is just one example of the injustices in our society that people suffer from, and it must be addressed globally. So one instance is grassroots. So the grassroots movement ensures faithful implementation of laws and designed to protect human and natural environment. So they support community engagement and community exposure to ensure residents are aware and taking control over their rights and a path to sustainability in their community. Grassroots aims to raise awareness and create a strong alliance with people against the environmental regulations put in place, and how we can regulate, moderate the activities in our society to lower the rates of the economic crisis or environmental crisis, and how to find justice in it. The grassroots movement has campaigns beginning back from the 1990s to grab democratic attention and create a better environmental justice movement. So a lot of sustainability includes activism within communities. So this includes lobbying, like the Save Our Cumberland Mountain as the grassroots association did in the 1970s for coal strip mining. The movement attacked the community aspect and environmental problems because it was a movement towards notifying community members when they were going to do landfills and so forth to approve or deny permits, and just having constant engagement with the activities going on. So concerned about water and air pollution and the health of their families and their communities to the environmental issues and people's justice, members of this movement saw that the state legislature takes too long, and what truly is necessary is to increase participation within the community to raise voices. So the environmental justice has been overlooked for a very long time. It's destroying our society and people's lives. More importantly, the justice community must be addressed, and how the environmental industry must adapt to be more sustainable, since our sustainability rate is very low. This includes fighting justice for humanity and nature as a total. So human rights have been pushed down before in the past, as you have seen the civil rights movement and other movements as well. There's a constant need for voices to be heard, because too many people had suffered and too many people had died fighting for these rights in society that are still being suppressed. So this trend has led many people, plants, and animals to become suppressed and face more amounts of death than necessary. This is why companies like Grassroots needs to become apparent, because it enforces community engagement and justice by applying these rights to all living species, which a lot of companies do not apply. So With a lot of engagement in community and schools with the environmental justice movement, I believe that we can truly find new perspectives that will motivate communities to become more environmental for the sake of their own lives, because we cannot live on a dead planet. This way, with the grassroots and other industries to save environmental justice, suffering can come to an end and our earth can be saved from the damages we pose on it. Thank you.